This is Dabu7. A heads up as we're getting warnings now to prepare for rolling blackouts or just flat out blackouts, period, throughout the summer. And this goes for everyone coast to coast here in the United States. And when we look at these warnings, NERC is saying that the power supplies in the western U.S. could be strained because of the historic drought, which we've talked about. That reduces the hydroelectric power that is generated for those areas. Then you have the weather, the super hot temps. We have no cloud seeding happening down in the West at all. Not a word of it. No one's speaking of it. They're not even trying or attempting to even bring any rain to these regions. They're doing the exact opposite. They're drying it out. You combine that with them trying to kick up this new green energy plan that seems to not have any backing or any support in it whatsoever. They can't get the solar going, can't get the wind going, or the batteries, any of this stuff together. And it's what they're calling the perfect storm. Imagine that, a perfect storm, huh? Things don't just happen like this. They're engineered this way, just like the scam we've been living through this whole time. But when we take a look here at North America, you can see that it's broke down into several different regions. And depending on where you live, your power is coming from one of these regions. You can see the Quebec region. You can see the Alaska connection. You can see the Western connection. You can see Texas sitting there by itself. And then the Eastern Bloc, which encompasses more territory than any of them. They're putting out big warnings for the West and saying these things, but the reality is the grid, all in all, is coming down. And now they're talking about vast swaths of the U.S. this entire summer going through blackouts, stressing the electrical grid while they're sending billions to Ukraine, doing nothing here. And it just blows my mind. Can't find a grassroots protest for the life of us here in this country. It's not backed by the government like BLM or some crazy crap. People standing up for the rights. That's what we're waiting to see. And hopefully that starts to materialize sooner than later here as the people need to take the power back. And the power is in the people, in the politics that you address. The power is in your numbers. And it's time to flex. Join me for the live.
Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Makakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Dawadah from the Men of Valor Camp here in Greenville, South Carolina, coming back with another video on sincerity and in truth. Lord willing, it can be edifying. And hey, lights are about to go out in America, okay, which is modern day spiritual Sodom and Egypt. And the plague of darkness, right, was one that was manifested in Egypt. We're gonna grab the account. All right, and the Lord said in 2nd Esdras 15 that he would smite Egypt again with plagues as before. And that's speaking about this modern Egypt, all right, this modern land of our captivity. Because it was prophesied in Deuteronomy 28 chapter that we would go into Egypt again in ships. This is our land of captivity. This is that land of bondage. And for Israel's sake, the Lord is about to bring not only these ancient plagues back, but plagues that we haven't seen before. Right? A time like never before. So much so that the Lord is going to have to shorten the days for the sake of the elect. There's going to be so much death. There's going to be so much judgment, so many calamities, so much horror that the Lord is going to have to come in and save us, man. All right, the hopeful elect. All right, which they which endure to the end will be of the elect. But man, it's about to be lights out in America. Okay, and this is something that people just are not ready for. It don't matter if people are already being warned. The masses of these peons out here aren't really even worried about it. They don't think it'll ever happen. But even these Edomites that somewhat do know about it and preparing, might have generators and whatnot, you're not even going to be delivered in that day. It's all going to come down to who has that thawa, the mark of exemption, right, from judgment, and who doesn't. All right, and if you're a heathen off rip, you don't have any hedge of protection. Okay, Yahweh Shema Shah is not with you. All right, he's only with the Israelites and only the elect of the Israelites, the 1/3 here in America, Babylon the Great. Most of our own people are about to be asked out. We always mention you women getting ready for hot girl summer. You niggas are getting ready for a summer of drill music and killing each other, doing drugs, committing adultery, and all types of abominations in the sight of the Lord. The Lord's going to cut all that short. Right? The Lord is about to bring great hell upon you people. All right? He knows your deepest, darkest fears, and he's going to allow that to be manifested. Because not only, it is the physical, all right, but also the spiritual. All right, what you don't see is going to be made manifest. All right, there's going to be apparitions, demons. Okay, you can't shoot a demon. And the Lord is bringing all these things. As the scripture said, all these are the beginning of sorrows. It's going to get a hell of a whole lot worse. And we're here to speak on it and send out that warning. I have an article as well, but I'm going to grab this. Let's get the account in Exodus. Going to a plague of darkness that the Lord sent. Exodus chapter 10. Going down. Let's see. Let's see where I want to start. You can read that whole chapter, but I want to get right to the point. Right. This is Exodus chapter 10. In verse 20, it says, "But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart so that he would not let the children of Israel go." There was a slew of different plagues, plagues of locusts and whatnot that the Lord had Moses basically send upon the land of Egypt. And the Lord at the same time hardened Pharaoh's heart. All right, because the reason why he did that was to show his power when he came and delivered the children of Israel out of the captivity of Egypt. So once again, verse 20, "But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart so that he would not let the children of Israel go. The Lord said unto Moses, Stretch out thine hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt." And man, you can only imagine. You ever been in a dark room, or you could feel the darkness. All right, this is what was over the whole land. This was a terrible plague, man. And this is something, there's no new thing under the sun. Hey, the Lord can very well do this again. They're talking about these blackouts and these EMP attacks. Russia potentially attacking us. Basically the grid being exhausted. Because we have a weak infrastructure and electrical grid over here, right? It's a lot. And they were giving a warning, that you could be seeing rolling blackouts or just overall blackouts, man. Where there's no power in your house. And it affects more than just, lights. There's no hot water, and without electricity over a certain amount of time, there's no running water. You can't heat up food. You can't use a microwave. You can't use a stove. The food that you might have in your freezer goes bad. More than runs on electricity. That's why when it hits, all right, and it wouldn't take long. You people will bug the fuck out. If the Lord allowed it to be an all-out EMP, your phones don't work, your cars don't work. There's been a slew of women blowing their fucking brains out or killing themselves because they don't get enough likes on Instagram. Imagine when there's no more internet. And that will also usher in the famine of hearing the words of the Lord. That's how we really know that great judgment is about to pour forth. But going out, there was in Egypt. In Egypt, there was a darkness that could be felt. No apparitions. As I said, what you gonna do against an apparition, man? Against a demon? You people don't know what's coming. Verse 22, and Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. And they saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwelling. See, there's no way, we're not separated, in our own little area in this captivity, But the Lord is going to protect us. The Lord could have it where, you have lights. Right? The Lord can do anything, and He's going to protect His men. You think we're going to be out here just, bugged out seeing demons and bitching up? No. The Lord is going to set His men on high during this day. Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time and strength of salvation. During that time, we're going to be stable. Brothers are going to, as soon as, if the Lord cuts the lights out, man, brothers' spirits are going to be turned up. And I say that as a man, but I can see it. The Lord might endow those brothers with spiritual power instantaneously, man. We don't got to worry about, electricity. The time is coming where we're no longer going to even worry about this shit, man. We're going to be pilgrims, moving from place to place, living off the land, maybe, or manifesting food by way of spiritual power. But you can only do that by way of faith, man. It says in verse 20, Pharaoh called unto Moses and said, Go ye, serve the Lord. Only let your flocks and your herds be stayed. Let your little ones also go with you. You can read down, but I wanted to bring that point out, that the Lord had Moses send that thick darkness over the land 3 days, a darkness that could be felt. Once again, the Lord is going to send Egypt with plagues as before. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15. In verse 10, Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. This is speaking about modern Egypt, America, Babylon the Great. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. So this time around, the Lord is going to bring those plagues, and that darkness was a plague. So, there could very well be blackouts, man. That's a lot of information has been coming out on this, on top of other pestilences that are arising. But a plague of darkness, man. And the Lord can intensify it. It might not just be for 3 days. It might be longer. We'll have to see. But just know that we're not going to have to worry during those times, man. So let's get this article. Just read a little bit. We'll bounce around. This is from Zero Hedge. It says, build blackouts better. Half of America faces power blackouts this summer, regulator warns. Tens of millions of Americans could be thrown into a summer of hell as a mega drought, heat waves, and reduced power generation could trigger widespread rolling electricity blackouts from the Great Lakes to the West Coast, according to Bloomberg. See, and not only that, but you're also having, it said drought and food shortages, man. So throw famine of bread and water in the midst of that, man. And this may be planned, but this is all strategic. All right, from Yahweh Bashim Bashar. And it could very well start. The summer is like next month. It's really already like 94, 95 degrees. People gonna be dying of fucking heat exhaustion, man. And it's all because of your pride and your wickedness. It says, citing a new report from the North American Electricity Reliability Corporation, a regulatory body that manages grid stability, NERC warned power supplies in the western U.S. could be strained this summer as a historic drought reduces hydroelectric power generation due to falling reservoir levels and what's expected to be an unseasonably hot summer. You bitches wanted that hot summer. You got it. You bitches gonna be dying of thirst. You ain't playing that, man. You ain't playing that type of hot. You thought your hot summer was just gonna be you shaking your ass and thotting around, opening your quiver to every arrow. But nah, it's gonna be You know, you might be fucking starving and dying of thirst, man. How's that for your hot girl summer? It says an unseasonably hot summer. Compound the hellacious weather backdrop with grid decommissioning, fossil fuel power plants to fight climate change, and their inability to bring on new green power generation, such as solar, wind, and batteries. In time, it is a perfect storm waiting to happen that will produce electricity deficits that may force power companies into rolling blackouts for stability purposes. So these rolling blackouts are basically these power companies, these electricity companies, cutting power, strategically, to preserve it, so to speak. So they might just, you might just be days where you just without damn power, man. You better hope your phone charged. You better hope you got, better hope your shit in order. And at some point they might just cut it and say, fuck it, It's all in the hands of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. It says, the regulatory body pointed out the supply chain woes are delaying major Southwest solar projects, while some coal plants have trouble procuring supplies because of increased exports. They say there's also an increasing threat of cyber attacks from Russia. Russia could if they don't do an EMP, they could hack into these electric companies and cut the power that way if they want to. Whatever narrative they're trying to push, man. It says by region, the Midwest power grid will be extremely tight. Across the western U.S., power generation capacity has declined 2.3% since last summer, even as demand is expected to increase. Grids in the region may have to source power from neighboring grids, as extreme heat will cause people to crank up their air conditionings. A situation of low wind speeds could trigger blackouts, according to NERC. Salakia, damn kids. All right, but it says a situation of low winds could trigger blackouts, according to NERC. They outlined how the Midwest could face power shortfalls due to the removal of power capacity from retiring fossil fuel power plants. So, they're going into it. They're going to the companies that kind of regulate this and watch this. And they're saying because, it's going to be a hot summer, so to speak, these companies are going to have to roll back, on the electricity output. So that's just one thing. Not to mention, Russia threatening cyber attacks. All right, so any multitude of things could go down. All right, but hey, you people got what you got coming, man. I'm gonna finish off here. In 2nd Esdras, the 8th chapter, 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. You want to know why this is happening to you? Why all these shortcomings, baby food formula, shortages, gas, all-time highs, stock market is crashing, posted 8 consecutive weeks of losses, all right, billions and trillions of dollars being wiped from the stock market. You want to know why all this is happening? Why your kingdom is crumbling before your eyes? You know why America may be thrown into utter darkness very soon? It's because of your pride. Starting with these damn Edomites, man. Your pride is a motherfucker, man. The Lord's going to break the pride of these people. Our people proud as hell and don't have any reason to be. These women are proud as hell and don't have any reason to be. The Lord's just about to show you how strong you people are. The Lord's going to break the pride of you people. And he's going to exalt his men. Okay, because don't think you about to just live a lavish life and live all good and comfortably without serving Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. The Lord's about to show you that he's the only way. They're the only way, man. Yahweh, why Yahushua? And if you ain't serving them, which most of the people are not, all right, if you're not serving them, that's your ass. All right, you about to feel the pain, man. All right, so lights out, America. With that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bahashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Till next time, Shalom.